Hello and welcome to Japanese Garden Bristol Live. Now, this video is all about how to implement a Japanese structure in your garden. So what I'm going to go through the garden and explain how I've done it with each one of my buildings. So it could be a long video. I'm going to try to do it as quick as I can. I'm going to show you all different sides of things. I'm even going to show you how to build your own roof on top of shed, things like that. So there's a lot to do in this video, but before I start, there's a few things I want to run through. I've got a little list, my little list. I don't always have this. This is only pointers. So guys, if I miss something, I have been getting a few people commenting saying, oh, you didn't say this, you didn't say that. Guys, it's live. I can't say everything, okay? So I try my best, and I can only do what I can in a live. And half the time, nearly every time I come off the live, I go, damn, I didn't mention this, I didn't mention that. So I'll try my best, guys. Please consider that it's live, and I've just got a little list. They're only pointers. It's not full what to say. It's just to guide me through, and I'll do my best. On this one, I'm going to be moving the camera around a bit. Now, I apologise for last week. I'm going to do that bit again. The bit that the volume got lost on. I can see now where it's gone wrong, because where you turn the camera around, right next to it is the microphone. I could just see it now. I didn't know it was there before. And the tripod I had, when I pushed it, it went backwards, come back and hit my finger and took out the sound. And I got to thank Brian and Pro. They watch all my videos. They've been watching me on YouTube for years. So I thank Brian for actually stopping me doing this video. And then I managed to get it back with what the actual video was about. So if you want to see that, it's still on there, but not the bit where I lost the sound. So I apologise for that. So I'm going to do that bit again at the beginning. Maybe not as good as last week, but I'll do that bit again. And then we'll go through all the buildings and stuff like that. Okay, so what's coming up next year? Okay, I'm doing a lot of changes in my garden. In a moment, I'm in talks about trying to get a sponsor. It's looking good, so I'm going to get that. But it's not for the garden in a way. It's parts. But I'll explain more about that if it happens. So if this happens, it's going to allow me to do some changes in the garden that I've been wanting to do. And what I'll do, I'll point you to the areas that I'm going to be changing. I'm not going to take the camera off at the moment, but that area there is going to be changing. Okay, I got this ideal for this area, but I can't do anything until these filters are gone. So I got to get rid of those filters, and that's all the part of the sponsor. Now up here in this area, I mentioned last week, and I'm going to mention it again. When I went to Japan, when I come back, before I went, people said, oh, I can't wait to see what you're going to bring back with you. What ideals you're going to get and creating a garden. And then when I come back, they're saying, what did you pick up? And I said, nothing. I didn't pick anything up. I cannot find anything that I haven't got. So I came back with nothing. But subconsciously, I've come back with something. And I didn't know I come back with it until a guy called Steve contacted me. And he wanted me to sell some of his products, but I can't because they were too big. So I said to him, there is something you could do for me, though. You can make me something. So he's gone off to do that. Now, I haven't heard much back from me. He's trying to get it sorted. And if he can, it's going to be absolutely amazing. It's something I would have thought I'd never have in my garden. It's something I see a lot of in Japan. But if we do manage to get this done, I'll let you know then. Because there's a lot to it. It's not just what he's doing. I've got to do a lot to it to make it work. So that's going to go there. So fingers crossed for that one. Then the other thing, which is going to come into this video a bit more. Don't know if you can see it there. Okay, just behind me here is a roof there. At the moment, it's a tarpaulin. I put a tarpaulin up for when it rains last year. This year, I've kept it up for a reason, because I wanted to see what it was like being totally covered in there. And it's quite nice, especially in the hot weather and in the rain. If it's hot, it's nice and shaded in there. If it's raining, you're out of the wet. So I want to make that permanent. but I got this style I want to do, this Japanese, and it's going to be a lot of work for me to do. Any work that's in this garden is going to be done by me. In a moment, I'm getting lights ready for the autumn walk. So if you want to do the autumn night walk, the date's coming up soon, and they'll be going, and that will be all the way through October, every Thursday in October. So you really know the dates really, but I'll put the dates up this very soon. So I'm starting to fit the lights for that, and then I want to move on to all this sort of thing. But more of that as we go on. I'm going to be videoing everything I'm doing. There's going to be lives in and out of it all. It could be a very busy winter, and I'm looking forward to it. So see what happens there. Okay, so right, and there's going to be a bit of a, I got something big happening in the garden this month. So when I finish, hopefully I'll remember to tell you. Okay, so listen out for that. It's quite interesting. Right, okay, so let me have a look at my list. So I've gone through what I missed out last week with when the sound went. Now I got to turn the camera around, and hopefully I'm not going to press that sound one, but if I do, I'll know what I've done this time. I do apologise. Right, let's turn around. I'm going to walk you through the buildings. I'm going to explain you how I've done each one and what they are in Japan as well. Okay, so let's go for it. Right, hopefully you're still there, guys. Right, off we go. I'm going to start at the bottom of the garden and work my way up. This year, see the Shu Shani Bang, it's just Shu Sangi Bang. It's pronounced all different ways. That's what I use, which is burning wood, charring wood. Okay, now that needs redoing. So what I would do is use linseed oil, put it on there, give it a couple of days, let it soak in, and then reburn it, and then it'll come back nice. If you try to reburn that now, I'm going to go more into that in a bit, it will go black and look horrible. So you got to use the linseed oil. Right, okay, so let's start at the bottom. There's a nice little building. This is where I had my light switches in there. Turn them on, and all my lights come on up through the garden. That's the main lights. So that's a little house I built many years ago. Now this is my garage. Okay, so now this is what I've done to the door. I have got a video on YouTube of how I've done it. I want it to look like a Japanese house, if anything, because of the bars over there to the right with a sign above it. Dark wood is always, I've noticed the dark wood, and they look really good. But what they are, they're slats like that. And you notice in Japan they have a lot of this. I read it could be a couple of things: privacy, keeps the heat out, keeps it cool inside, things like that. I think there's quite a few reasons why they're like that. Now that is charring wood, that's burnt. But what I've done with that as well is, because people will touch it, I also put a lacquer on it so you don't get black off. Because if you go to me plaques that I make and you rub your hand on it, well, they're old, so they ain't going to come off. There we go. That's what will happen. It's charcoal. It will come off on your hands. So what I've done with this is sprayed it all with a silicone. You could get not silicone, sorry. I forgot where I was now. So yeah, I spray it over and it stops the burnt coming off of it. Anyway, right, let's go on up. Oh no, let's do this one. Nearly forgot this one. Okay, so this is just a little thing I built to hide some filters that I built. The filters are not in there now. There is a dechlorinator in there, a feeder and stuff like that. So it's housing things. It helps the koi. And so what I've done is put that fake window on the front, which is quite good, quite effective. You can make them. I'm hoping to get the stuff to make them and show you how I made them, but not on this one, so I won't have the time. I've got to see if I can get the stuff first. If you notice up in the back there, there's me tea room in there, and also me koi room in the winter, which looks quite good, all burnt wood. Oh, by the way, it was lacquer I put on this, okay? It's, you can get lacquer, it's for wood and metal. So if you go to a place that sells spray for cars, it should say on there. I might show you it up. I have got it up there, so hopefully we'll be able to see it up there. Right, okay, so let's go to this big building that I built here. This is my garden room. Okay, now I've done many things in this. The colour, which is a nice colour, which I'm going to show you more of up there. These boards are actually floorboards. They're damp resistant floorboards. I had to find something that's going to last the damp, and I think they're like 22 mil thick, so they're quite thick. And that's how I built the walls. Then I've got another lot on the outside of that, which is covered in a sealant, so it's double protected. Okay, so that's how I built the walls. You got Shuji doors. Now you might have seen my video a little while back on how I built Shuji doors. I'm not going to go into that now. But I come in my little tea room. Here's my tea room. Now in Japanese they have the like panels. So you could, these are floorboards, although this room gets water in, then it dries up, then it's water. So I've got a few cracks appearing at the moment. I'll have to sort them out. That's the first time I've seen them actually. I've never seen them in here before. So it must be the heat we're getting here. They're the same, they're floorboards, damp resistant floorboards. And the windows, they are fiberglass and they are pinned in between the two walls there. So they'll never come out, but there shouldn't be any need to. They look good, and that's what I've done in here. Then I got the same on floorboards. The floorboards come up, and that's a koi pond, but that's another story, another day. So that's my tea room with the Shuji doors. What I do here, which is you would do with, you have to excuse the filming. I was going to bring the tripod over, but I've done that. It's all time consuming. So if I pin this back, I've got little pins back here. There we go. Okay, so mine were fully open. So in Japan, if you built Shuji doors, they will slide across and open up the whole room. That's one thing that you want to try to achieve if you're going to use the room. If you're not going to use the room, then just use it as a decor on the outside. But if you're going to use the room, we kind of like these summer houses where we got a little door, we go in and we sit in there and you're stuck inside, you can't really see outside. With the Japanese, you want to get to see your garden, view your garden. And that's what it's all about. And that's what this is about as well. Now this is sliding doors. Now there ain't a very good picture on the other side, but it's something I will go into another time. Okay, so that's something you can do, is sliding doors, create the round window for the picture. That's something, a great little feature you can add if you've got a shed or anything like that. Now the black, I use Duck's Back, like coupon oil. And black, obviously, it's called Duck's Back. Used to be really cheap, but it's not so cheap no more. The decking, I'll show you what I use for the decking, is decking oil. Okay, so I'm going to come back to this little building over here last of all. We're going to go around and I'm going to show you some other things before we get there. I'll tell you what, I'm going to need this. The walls for the fences, for the brick, as you can see what I've done here, I've painted the breeze blocks. Looks quite good, especially with the black forest grass there. And what I use is that external wall smooth masonry paint black. Okay, that's what I use for that. Got a problem because the neighbour waters his garden and the water comes through my wall. Yeah, all right, you might be watering my plants as well, but it's also wrecking the wall, but that's unfortunate. So what I've done here on the fence is I got bamboo edging, put it up there. Then I put these battens on to give that 3D look, and then I put roofs on the top. Okay, very Japanese to have roofs on the top of your fences. The other one is the wall here. okay, which is very Japanese, is where they build these walls. Could be white, whatever. Then you put these nice tiles on the top. But what I've done with this is that is proper roof tiles cut down. The ridge tiles is a little secret. Let me show you. I know, because this one pops off. Okay, all that ridge tile is a waste pipe cut in half. So that's all it is. Just there. Now, if you can build a wall in your garden, then I recommend a wall. But if you can't, I gotta pop that back on. Okay, there we go. If you can't build a wall, then doing some sort of fence like that looks really nice. If you add bamboo into your fence, it gives you that Japanese look. Okay, so try to implement it into your fence in one way or another. Brian and Pro done a nice job on theirs, I thought, when I visited theirs. So yeah, there's different ways you can do it. That fence is one of the first things I've done in 2017. That's just 8x2s put together and burnt. Okay, so let's go up here. Now, as you can see, you get some nice views with the Japanese look in your garden. Now, that is only a cover. That's not an actual building. It's only a cover. Something I built not winter gone, winter before. Okay, so what this is plywood. I think it's about 18mm ply. And then I bought a sealant, a special sealant. It's on for ply, and it seals all the edges. It's red. And then what I've done, I painted the rims for the window, and then I built this artwork in the middle. So that's a really good way of doing it, a cheap way of doing it. My garden is a budget garden. I've only built it on a small budget. Okay, this whole lot didn't cost that much actually. The roof is a new roof. Like I said, this isn't a building. This is just a front of facing up my workshop. My workshop's behind it, which we're going to go in a minute. So yeah, so that's plywood painted with the proper stuff to make it last, and it's guaranteed as well. And then I put shuji doors on the end. Now, if I was using this building as a tea room and I would use it to sit in, I would have all that all the way along, shuji doors, and slide them out. But because I don't, what I've done is put the shuji doors there and put the round window on a bay window. It looks really effective with the overhang of the roof, which is really good, a very Japanese style. There's something else the Japanese do. If you ever visit Japan, now I knew this before I went to Japan, that's why I created this. There's the slats again. Okay, now above the door, you've got a canopy. You've got windows with canopies. Okay, then in between the floors, you've got a canopy. Then you would have windows up there with canopies, then another canopy, and then the roof. So it goes on like that. I reckon it looks really effective. I do like it. I had a guy who's never been to a Japanese garden before, and he come in here and he's absolutely amazed by it. A couple of weeks back, they won a competition to come here, and he said, "One thing I noticed in your garden, everything got roofs on." I said, "Yeah, well, it's very Japanese." You go to Japan and they got roofs on their fences. I've seen roofs on places I didn't expect to see roofs when I went there. So yeah, so that's just bamboo paneling, screen. Then I got the roof there, which is feather edge, which is the same I've done up there. Okay, so that's kind of what I've done with the fences as well, which looks really effective on all the fences. And I put lights up underneath, it looks really good. Okay, and I've done it on my bonsai wall as well. And what I've done, I made a little slope in that one. So that's very Japanese. So, okay, so we're going to go this side of the tea house now. And what we're going to do, we're going to go in, I'm going to show you some charing wood, shu sangi bang, something like that. Ban, shu sangi ban. Oh, I'm terrible for saying that. Hang on, you have to bear with me, guys. I didn't prepare this bit. Okay, so my battery's low. Nice one. Right, okay, so we'll go through this quickly and then I'll quickly go out. Excuse me filming, guys. Please don't complain about my filming. I'll try my best. Okay, now turn you around and not turn you off. Hopefully you're still there and you can hear me, guys. I'm in my workshop now. Sorry about the messing around. I'll show you how I Charing wood. I'll say Charing wood instead of shiny bang. Okay, for years I use this. Okay, very cheap from a DIY shop or anything like that. Easy to use. Takes a while to burn. I won't show you all the way with this one, but there we go. It's burning it. Takes a long time, but it does the job. So if you want to do it cheap, that's cheap. You're talking about, I think, £15 for 4 of these and 1 of them or something like that. And it's £5 for 4 of them on their own. So they're quite cheap. But then I went into this one, which is bigger and better. These, I looked at the price, I can't remember. They're quite expensive, but they're really effective. They're really good. I won't talk a minute. I'm going to do this. Now, what you're meant to do is really, really burn it. Get it really burnt so it's on fire, which is what I normally do. Then you wire brush it. Okay, I'm not going to do much of it because I'll get covered in the soot. And then that gives you that burnt effect. Okay, sometimes I get a damp cloth and I'll go over it after and it gets all up nice. So that's a bit of the Charing wood. What I'm going to do now is show you how to create a roof on top of shed. Okay, something I haven't done before on any video, so this will be new. So let's go and have a look. Take this. Now hopefully this is going to work. I prepared it earlier. Let's go and have a look. I'll try to set this camera up to show you what I'm going to do. And in fact, I've only done the roof side of it. I haven't done all of it. Prepared it. So let's see what happens. Excuse the camera in. I'm trying to show you as much as I can in one video. Okay, you're back. Sun's in my eyes. Nice to have sun. Right. Okay, so you see this building here. Hopefully, what I'll do, I could bring it up after and show you exactly what I've done. Right. And what you want to do, say this was your shed. Okay, this is your shed. And you want to make it look really Japanese. Okay. So what I've done on my roof up there, I don't know if you noticed, but it's got, well, I showed you how it comes out over. So you've got this canopy that comes out over the pathway, okay, or over a veranda. So I'll get the camera up in a minute. Hopefully that's not going to fall. Okay, and then what you do is, it all depends how you want to roof it, really. You can see it sticks out there. So I've done it with this feather edge. Okay, and you can go down like that if you want. You're going to need a bit of a slope on it. This is just something I made up just to show you how it would work. And then what you would do, you get a rain chain then, and you put it right on the end like that. And that would look really effective. So if you've got a shed, you can either put a Shuji door along the front, you can put a round window on the side like this one's got over here, so you can see it. And then you screw this to your normal roof. And I'll bring the camera up and let me show you in detail. And then on the end, you put a rain chain, okay? And that will look really good. And you should always keep these rain chains away from your buildings because the water don't exactly go straight down. It'll splash out. And if it goes near wood, it will rot your wood out in a few years. So always make sure they're away from your building. I get them on Amazon. They do them on Amazon. So let's turn you around and show you what I've done here. Okay, so let's take the ship lamp off. So you imagine all the way along this roof, you put these, whatever you want to, the gaps you want to make. You could go Google it and find out what the proper gaps is. I knew what the proper gaps is when I'd done all that. I've done it all myself. But it's a while back. I can't remember what it is. So what you do, you got your main struts down here. Then you screw another bit to there. You put this bit, put a bit along here. Now this is 3B2 with a bit of batten. You can do what you want. Up there, up on my roof, it's all 4B2. Okay, every bit is 4B2 because it's a lot bigger. And then that extends out over like that. Let me just pick that up again. So then the rain chain then will sit in the gutter on the side. Obviously you won't have a point like this. This is just wood, just scrap wood I've used to try to show you guys how to do it really. So that's how you would do it. So that would go all the way along the roof. You'd have your canopy over, and then I chuck some wood down there, and so you'd have a bit of decking or something there, like for a veranda outside, and that will look really nice. There's another one of my round windows I made in there, which hopefully I'm going to be able to show you guys how I made it. They're quite simple, but really effective as well. Okay, so this I didn't show you what paint I used up here. Let me go and show you the paint I used quickly. Okay, so for the decking and the roofs, I use this. Okay, decking oil. Okay, that's what I use for the roofs. Really good. Waterproof, it's grippy as well. That's the paint I use, Midstone. Okay, by Santax. That's what I've used on that, just to show you what I used. So hopefully you've got all the ideals there. You just got to implement it into your gardens. Let me put this back on. Turn you around. And hopefully I didn't lose you again. Okay guys, so hopefully you got something from that. I've done it a little bit quick because I want to get a lot in. And it's a way of kind of showing you how to implement buildings into your Japanese garden to give it that look. Because a lot of people ask me, say, you know, I've got a shed, how am I going to bring that into the garden? People come up with amazing ideals, and it's really good. So, you know, I'm just giving you an idea of what I've done. Okay, so let me go back to my list a bit. Well, I think I've covered everything. Now, something, like I said, something big is happening in this garden this month. I'm not gonna tell you what it is yet. All I can say is a film crew is coming to the garden to film an advert. That's all I'm gonna say at the moment. All I can say really. When the advert is done and it's out, then I will share it. And it's quite interesting what they're doing. Quite pleased with it. So something big happening, something I've never had in here before, and it'd be nice to see as well. To see my garden in an advert would be fantastic. So that's something big coming here. And don't forget, I got a lot coming on this winter. I'm gonna try to video it all. Well, I will video it all. Everything will be up for video. I'm hoping I get my sponsor sorted, and things will progress. I'll take my garden to another level and show you guys how it's all going. And don't forget, you can visit my garden as well. I got a few tickets left for the charity one next week on the 12th, and I got a few tickets left for the 30th, which is a tour. I think that's it. Yeah. Oh no, the autumn night walks. Don't forget the autumn night walks. I will be putting those dates up. I am now, this week I've got some time off now, and I'm going to be fitting the lights for this autumn night walk. So it's looking good at the moment. The guys brought the lights, big lights back, light up the trees, they're going well, and I'm going to fit the rest. I'll give you more information about them as we go on. Alright guys, I'm dying for a drink. I gotta go. Hope you have a good evening. Hope you're enjoying my videos. I can't believe one of my videos recently about the salt at the moment is 127,000 views. So that is absolutely amazing. Can't believe that. And I was just chatting about salt. I'm going to be putting up more videos. I've done some more videos weekend, and I will be cutting and editing, and that's why I do my live, because they take so long to cut and edit. So I'll be doing that in the week and putting them up as well, all the stuff I've been doing in my garden recently. So, like I said, have a good evening, guys. Catch you again next Tuesday for another live, and I hope you're enjoying all my posts. See you then. Bye.